Last night on Jimmy Kimmel Live, the atmosphere exploded into an emotional firestorm when Jimmy Kimmel, the late Night King, pushed Clint Eastwood, the legendary actor and director, to tears on live television. What started as a high-profile, reflective interview quickly spiraled into a fierce clash that left viewers stunned, the studio in chaos, and social media buzzing with fallout. Sources reveal the evening began with Eastwood, Hollywood's iconic tough guy and master filmmaker, walking onto the set with his trademark stoic calm, ready to discuss his latest project and his towering legacy. But Kimmel wasn't there to offer gentle praise. He opened with a cutting barb. "Clint, are you a legend or just coasting on old glory?" The room shifted. Some chuckled nervously. Others stiffened, as Eastwood narrowed his eyes and replied coolly, "I'm a legend. You're just a talker, Jimmy." Tension snapped. Kimmel played a clip from one of Eastwood's most debated films, criticized harshly by reviewers. "That's your legacy." Kimmel taunted with a sly grin. "Art, or just dust?" Eastwood's voice dropped low and steady. "It's art, Jimmy. I create, you poke," with the crowd split between cheers and murmurs. Backstage, producers watched anxiously as the segment veered off script. Trouble was brewing early, but Kimmel sensed a crack. His eyes gleamed. This was no ordinary interview. It was about to become a showdown. Eastwood leaned in, intensity flaring. "You don't get my craft, Jimmy. I'm telling stories. You're telling jokes." Kimmel shot back, voice sharp. "Stories. You're spinning chaos, Clint. I'll prove it." The jab cut deep. Gasps and shouts erupted from the audience. Cameras caught every raw moment as Eastwood's jaw clenched tight. Kimmel's grin growing wider, fueling the rising storm. The night charged forward toward a fiery, tear-soaked breakdown, the heat just beginning to scorch. The clash on Jimmy Kimmel Live was a relentless blaze. Jimmy's razor wit tearing into Eastwood's legendary status with a barrage of sharp, personal jabs. The studio buzzed with tension, Eastwood's famous stoicism starting to crack. After Eastwood declared, "I'm telling stories," dismissing Kimmel's jokes, Kimmel fired back with venom, zeroing in on Eastwood's cinematic boasts. "Chaos, Clint. Your films are fading. Your grit's gone soft." He rolled another clip, this one panned by critics, and the crowd reacted quickly. Some laughed, others whispered uneasily. Eastwood's voice hardened, firm and clipped. "I deliver classics, Jimmy. You deliver quips." Cheers and boos split the room further. The tension thickened with every exchange. Kimmel pressed harder. "Classics, or just reruns?" "Clint, you're a one-man nostalgia act." Eastwood's eyes narrowed, voice rising. "Nostalgia. I shaped cinema. Jimmy, you shape skits." The comeback hit bold and raw. The crowd erupted, half shouting support, half jeering. As backstage whispers buzzed, "He's hooked." The segment was slipping beyond control. Kimmel grinned, sharpening his attack skits. "You're a relic, Clint. Your fuse is lit." That jab struck personal, lighting Eastwood's fire. What fueled the storm wasn't just the insults, it was Eastwood's fierce defiance. He leaned forward, voice raw and intensy. "Relic. I've got soul, Jimmy. I'm fighting errors. You're fighting ratings." Kimmel shot back, eyes sharp. "Ratings. You're fighting flops." Clint, pointing at Eastwood's tense grip. The audience split even wider, some chanting Kimmel's name, others rallying for Eastwood. The crowd split, some jeering, others pulling out phones to film, clips exploding across social media as Eastwood's composure began to crack. One tweet already racking up thousands of likes captured the moment perfectly. The studio pulsed with heat. Sources say Eastwood's hands tightened on the desk. "Flops. I'm a force, Jimmy. I'll outlast your barbs," he vowed, voice trembling just slightly. But Kimmel pounced without mercy. "Force. You're a punchline now, Clint." He snapped, ruthless and cutting. The crowd roared, some rising to their feet, others shouting, while producers frantically signaled for a break. Yet Eastwood pushed back, voice wavering but fierce. "I'm not cracking. You're nothing." His bravado was wobbling as chaos swelled. Insiders whispered, "He's fraying." The night was careening toward a tearful, fiery peak. Jimmy Kimmel Live had transformed into a blazing furnace, Jimmy wielding his wit like a battering ram. The relentless barrage tore into Eastwood, turning a heated exchange into a public breaking point. The studio grew tense, the audience fractured. Eastwood's shaky vow, "I'm not cracking," rang hollow as Kimmel's ruthless taunts struck deeper, igniting a meltdown now gripping every platform. Kimmel's grin sharpened. Punchline Clint, "Your legacy's a joke. Your films flop." A montage flashed on screen. Eastwood's box office misses, critics' scathing reviews. The crowd's reaction was immediate and raw, some laughing, others gasping, while Eastwood's jaw clenched tight. "I'm a master, Jimmy." "You're a hack," Eastwood shot back, voice loud and trembling. Cheers surged, clashing with boos. Producers watched tensely, hands twitching, the live feed crackling with soaring tension. Kimmel dug deeper. "Master, you're making chaos, Clint. Look at the wreckage." His jab was vicious, personal. Eastwood snapped, fierce but strained, "Wreckage. I built cinema. Jimmy, you built nothing." The crowd split again. Some shouting right on. "Clint," others jeering, phones raised to capture every word. Posts exploded, Eastwood's shaken state trending fast. Kimmel grinned. "Cinema's sinking now." "Clint, your grit's slipping." He pointed at Eastwood's flushed glare. The audience roared, some chanting, "Break him!" Others pleading, "Chill." What turned the heat into a wildfire wasn't just the barbs. It was Eastwood unraveling. Insiders say he gripped the desk tight. "Sinking? I'm iron, Jimmy. I'll bury you." His voice was raw, quaking. Kimmel struck back cold, iron. "You're rusting, Clint. Tears are your fuel." His taunt was ruthless. The crowd split wider, some rushing the stage edge, others yelling. As clips of Eastwood cracking racked up shares, Eastwood shouted, voice cracking with emotion, hands shaking, "I'm not rusting. I'm unbreakable." The studio became a pressure cooker. Producers urgently signaled security. Eastwood was shaky but pressed on. "You're a nobody, Jimmy." "I'm the past, the future." His fury trembled, sweat beading. Kimmel stood firm. "Future. You're a sob story, Clint." His command was sharp, piercing. The crowd erupted, some tossing cups, others live streaming, while Eastwood roared, "I'm not breaking." "You're nothing?" His voice thick, eyes glistening. The confrontation peaked. Insiders whispered, "He's on the edge." The night hurtled toward a tearful collapse. Jimmy Kimmel Live reached its explosive climax as Jimmy's wit crushed Eastwood's defenses, driving the legendary icon into an emotional meltdown on live TV. The studio descended into chaos, viewers stunned, the internet ablaze. Eastwood's choked cry, "I'm not breaking," after declaring himself unbreakable, met Kimmel's final, crushing strike, sparking a viral heartbreak. Kimmel's ruthless smirk landed the fatal blow. "Breaking, Clint. Your legacy is a wreck." "Tears are coming." He flashed a mock reel of Eastwood's flops. Slammed critics and faded posters. The crowd's reaction hit hard, some laughing, others gasping, as Eastwood's face twisted in fury and strain. "Wreck. I'm a giant, Jimmy." "You're a speck." His voice booming but fracturing under pressure. Cheers surged, clashing with boos, while producers sat frozen. Eyes locked on the live feed as chaos exploded. Kimmel pressed the attack giant. "You're a tire fire, Clint, burning live." His jab was vicious, final. Eastwood snapped back, furious fire. "I shaped cinema. You shaped laughs." His eyes glistened with rising emotion. Kimmel pounced again. "Cinema. You're a crying king, Clint. Your crown's wet." He pointed at Eastwood's trembling frame as the crowd roared. Some chanting, "Cry? Cry!" Others shouting, "Hold on." Phones were raised, posts surged. One read trending fast, "Eastwood's done." Eastwood roared, slamming the desk. "I'm not crying. You're trash." His voice broke as the chaos peaked, the confrontation rocking the studio. Insiders say Eastwood stood defiant, trash. "I'm a legend, Jimmy. I'll outlast you." His voice raw, choking with emotion. Kimmel leaned in with a merciless taunt, "Legend. You're a sob, Clint, leaking live." The audience surged, some standing, filming, others yelling, as clips of Eastwood breaking went viral instantly. One post read, "He's lost it." Millions watched as Eastwood shouted, "I'm not leaking! I'm steel!" His voice thick, eyes welling with tears. The collapse was overwhelming. What sealed the moment was Eastwood's breaking point. Sources say he gripped the desk, voice a mix of rage and despair. "You can't do this, Jimmy." A tear streaked down as he wiped it away. Kimmel laughed coldly. "Can I?" "Clint, cry it out." His words were brutal, final. The crowd erupted. Some rushed the stage, others chanted, "He's down." Eastwood sank back, whispering, "I'm not crying." His hands shook. The confrontation was complete. Insiders said, "He shattered." The night ended with Eastwood in tears, Kimmel's triumph absolute. Jimmy Kimmel Live descended into pandemonium as the legendary actor broke down on live TV after a fiery, relentless confrontation. His trembling, tear-soaked collapse left the studio in shambles, viewers stunned, the internet exploding with reaction. Eastwood's choked whisper, "I'm not crying," marked the end of his stand, Kimmel's cold victory echoing through the night's chaotic peak. Emotion overwhelming. Eastwood clutched the desk, voice a frail rasp, tears streaming as he swiped at them, frame slumped, eyes red. Kimmel stood arms crossed, delivering the final blow. "Fry it out, Clint. Your legend's done." The taunt was sharp, victorious. The crowd roared, some cheering, "He's down," others gasping, "No." "Clint." Producers froze, hands hovering, powerless to stop the raw spectacle, as the live feed captured every tear, Eastwood's stoic facade dissolving under the harsh studio lights. The audience lost all control. Insiders say some surged forward, phones flashing, filming Eastwood's tearful unraveling. Others pounded seats, shouting, "He's broken," while a few cried out, "Clint forever." The room was a chaotic clash of noise, producers stunned, headsets buzzing, "He's crying." "Keep it live," one stammered. The broadcast held, showing the wrecked desk where Eastwood sat, a stark testament to heartbreak. Kimmel leaned in with mockery dripping from his voice. "That's the Eastwood exit, folks. All grit, no grip." Roars and laughter erupted as chaos rained down. Cups tossed, streams live, energy wild and untamed. What transformed this moment into a spectacle wasn't just the tears. It was Eastwood's fall was heartbreaking. Sources say his last plea, barely audible, was, "I gave everything." His voice drowned beneath choking sobs as Kimmel waved it off with ruthless finality. "Everything you gave us." Tears, Clint. "Take a bow." The crowd erupted, cheers crashing against booths, while clips of Eastwood's tearful collapse exploded across X, trending fiercely. "He's done." One post read, racking up shares. Another showed his meltdown, captioned, "Kimmel broke him." Millions watched the wreckage looped endlessly. Insiders say producers let it roll, ratings spiking, a goldmine too raw to cut. Backstage, Eastwood's team scrambled. Sources hint he slumped into a chair, whispering brokenly, "This can't be it." Ides rushed in to shield him as Kimmel strutted back to the crowd, quipping, "That's how you topple an icon." Cheers deafened the room. Some surged onto the stage, others filmed frantically, security clearing the wings. The night ended a smoldering wreck. Online, the tide turned fast. One thread read, "Kimmel's king." Another claimed, "Hey, crushed him live." The hosts' win locked in, the fallout poised to blaze in a storm just beginning. The aftermath of Clint Eastwood's tearful breakdown on Jimmy Kimmel Live has unleashed a tidal wave of reaction. The legendary icon's sobbing collapse, ending in his broken backstage murmur, "This can't be it," turned a live TV clash into a global spectacle, leaving Eastwood's iconic image in tatters. Kimmel's victory blazed across the internet, airwaves buzzing with takes that won't fade. Sources say what began as a proud defense of legacy ended with Eastwood crying live. His heartbreak a viral firestorm, shaking everything in its path. Backstage despair landed like a spark. Insiders report Eastwood slumped, hands trembling, whispering again, "This can't be it." Ides hustled him out as cameras swarmed, and X erupted with a rare statement posted later. "I'll keep going." It pulled 150,000 likes, but was swamped by replies. "You broke Clint." The clips of his tearful collapse looped millions of times. Eastwood cried, memes captioned, "Legends lament," flooded TikTok and Instagram. Supporters rallied, "He's human. They're cruel." One post pleaded, but the tide surged and his legacy lay bruised. Meanwhile, Kimmel's camp soaked in glory. Sources say his next show opened with, "We had Eastwood. He cracked. I crushed him." The quip was smug, victorious, pulling record ratings. A 70% surge as viewers hooked on the chaos tuned in. Insiders hint Kimmel was gloating backstage, reportedly sobbing, "I won." His team buzzed, eyeing bolder strikes. Analysts noted, he owned it. Though whispers floated that, Eastwood's rallying. The triumph was edged with risk. The crowd's cheers echoed online. Kimmel rules, locking his sharp edge. The internet split like a chasm. Eastwood's fans mourned. They ambushed him. He's gold. One post racking up shares. Critics feasted. Clint's a faded star. Another clip hit viral status, sparking debates. Was it fair? His tears dissected. He crumbled. One pundit said, "Kimmel played it perfect." Another predicted a hit to Eastwood's aura and brand chatter spiking. Singed but alive. Sources say Eastwood's holding up, reeling with talk of a counterstrike. Maybe a new film. His silence speaks loud. The tears leave a scar that sticks. Ripple effects are seismic. Late nights rattled. Experts call it a shift. Kimmel flipped the script or fried it. Networks eye riskier guests or tighter controls, risking fading if they misstep. Viewers remain divided, half cheering, "He toppled an icon," half cringing, "Too cruel." The clash is a cultural burn. Eastwood's tears and Kimmel's peak etched into viral lore. This isn't over. It's a fuse. Eastwood's comeback and Kimmel's next play are set to ignite, so stay tuned. If you're hooked on this madness, smash that subscribe button now. Don't miss the next blaze.